Greetings, everyone. This video is one in a series on the topic of assessment best practices and Canvas quizzes. Now, these videos are intended to explore ways that you can structure assignments in Canvas in order to discourage academic dishonesty. Now, this video will demonstrate how you can set time limits on your quizzes. Now, while the use of time limits on quizzes isn't as extensive as the use of a lockdown browser where the testing environment is limited only to Canvas for the duration of the quiz, by setting a time limit on your quizzes, it can help discourage students from spending long swaths of time looking up answers to questions as they work through the quiz. So you can see here that I have two windows open to look at two sample quizzes, one with no time limit and the other with a 5-minute time limit in place. Now, you'll notice here that we want to make sure the instructions for the timed quiz inform students that there is a time limit in place, so they'll want to make sure they're paying attention to that time limit accordingly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start both of these quizzes to see how this setting affects each one. You see this pop-up that the student receives on the timed quiz. You can also see, if I scroll down here, you can see on the quiz with no time limit, it does give us a running count of the time that has elapsed since the quiz started. But on the timed version of the quiz, the time is counting down to let the user know how much time is remaining in the quiz. And actually, if the student had this at full screen, that's actually going to show up over here on the side, but I have these on half screen mode. So now I'm going to pause the recording until the timer is about to run out so we can see what happens at that point in these quizzes from the student side. All right, we're back because I want you to see the notification that students will receive for the time version of the quiz when there is 1 minute remaining. You can see this countdown. And the time version of the quiz, they get this pop-up that says the quiz will be submitted in 1 minute. All right, now we're back with about 20 seconds remaining in the timed quiz. I wanted you to see what happens when the timer runs out and just show you what this looks like from the student perspective when they actually run out of time. You can see here that when the timer runs out, if the student has not finished, it will automatically submit their quiz with the answers that had been selected at that point. And since the settings are such that students are able to see their quiz responses along with correct answers, I can immediately come in and see that feedback. Now let's take a look at the settings for each of these quizzes to see how you can set this up for the quizzes that you administer in your classes. So now I am in each of these quizzes from the instructor side. And when I come in to edit these quizzes, here's the no time limit and the timed version. If I look at the settings just below the instructions, so I'm going to come down just below the instructions, you see this option where there's a checkbox to turn on or turn off a time limit for the quiz. So the timed quiz, if I turn it off, it goes away. If I turn it on, I need to specify the amount of time I want students to have. And then once I save, this will turn on that timed feature for your Canvas quiz. And that is all there is to it. Here it's got 5-minute time limit. We hope you also check out some of our other videos on this topic of assessment best practices in Canvas quizzes.